you worked for a long time in the United States. Can you just tell us a little bit about the differences between the American Anglo-Saxon system and the system of justice that prevails here?
The first difference, which is very obvious, is that we don't have juries here. We have 3 professional judges. Mm-hmm. And after 10 years of working in these tribunals, I've gotten a great appreciation for American juries. They get things right a lot more than judges do. So we miss the juries. They also allow hearsay evidence, so huge amounts of evidence that would not be heard by a jury or even judges in America are being heard at this tribunal. Yeah, the robes come from the continental system and also from the UK. Most countries, the lawyers are wearing robes. And the traditions in the tribunal are borrowed from different cultures and different systems. So sometimes they have traditions from the UK, sometimes from Netherlands, sometimes from France, and not too many from the US.
One criticism of the tribunal has been that the trials take a very long time. What's the reason for that, and is it a valid criticism, do you think?
It's a very valid criticism, and the reason for it is, first of all, the scope of the trials. The charges against these accused is not selective, pick 1 or 2 things that they did and try to prove it, but they tried to convict them of every single thing that was done during a 4-year war and throughout an entire country. So that takes a lot of time and requires a lot of witnesses. And the second thing is that the trial judgments that the judges write are so detailed that you have to contest all of the thousands of facts in a given case, as opposed to in the US, where you have 1 or 2 areas where you either have a defense or a disagreement, and then those are what's decided during the trial, what is in dispute. But here, almost everything is in dispute.
There's a poster up on the wall here. I'll just show it. It says, "Bringing war criminals to justice and justice to victims." Do you think the tribunal has succeeded in doing that?
No. I think that the tribunal has only been able to try a handful of people who they've made examples of, essentially. And so a lot of people still haven't had justice in the Balkans, and hopefully the national courts can continue to work and finally do that. But also, one thing that this tribunal is missing is that they also have to bring fair trials to those who are accused. And that's our job as defense counsels, to make sure that whatever trials are held, no matter how notorious the people, that those are held to be scrupulously fair.
You're part of the Karadzic defense team. Do you think he's getting a fair trial?
I think it's mixed about that. And on a daily basis, the judges try to be fair to him. But on the other hand, before the trial even started, they've admitted 2,300 adjudicated facts from other judgments that he's never had a chance to contest, and 148 witness testimonies from other trials where he can't cross-examine those witnesses. So before the trial started, there's a huge presumption of guilt against him, and in that way I don't think it's fair.
When did the trial start, and when do you think it's likely to end?
The evidence started in April of 2010 and is probably likely to end in 2014.